What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and in this episode we're going to be camping in the Lake District with one of my friends. Now technically this is his first wild camp, and I'm going to be testing out a brand new tent that I'm super excited to share with you guys. It's from AlpKit, and it's a 4-season bomb shelter. This guy I'm with, Sean, he joined us on the Cumbrian Way, so you might know him from that, and he did do a little bit of camping, but other than that this is pretty much his first wild camp. Whew. So let's get straight into it. BK, and then my next whip's part there for some reason. It's the chicken. Don't ever order chicken from Burger King, man. Mine at L. Along with a new tent, I've also got the Garmin InReach Mini 2, which is a really handy little safety device. And not only is it designed for safety, but it's also designed for places like the Lake District and Scotland and Wales, which are a bit more remote. So I've got no signal now, but I've not messaged my girlfriend for a few hours. So I'm going to send her a text message on this InReach, which is pretty cool, to be fair. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the cheapest thing. It's about 300 quid, 250 quid. And then you've got to pay a subscription as well, because it's like a phone bill. But you can activate it and reactivate it, or deactivate it whenever you want. So come next year when I'm going to the Alps and I've got some stuff planned, it's going to be a really handy tool and just peace of mind when I'm doing some more extreme mountaineering stuff. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's watched the Dolomites and the Alps road trip videos. I appreciate that. And this is my first wild camp home, and we're camping at a pretty easy spot today. I won't say the name just to protect the spot, but it's on Ullswater, and I'm sure you guys will be able to figure it out, especially the fanatics. It's the 4th of October, and I'm expecting some pretty cold temperatures tonight. We're going to be at about 400 meters above sea level, so I've got my winter sleeping bag, Sea to Summit mat with an R rating of 6 and an insulated ground sheet. But yeah, we're nearing the summit now, so I'll get everything set up and show you guys the setup for tonight. We made it to the summit. It's quite windy up here, but I think we should be sheltered because the wind's coming this way, so behind us. Let's get the tent set up. Now, for just under an hour walk, views up here are absolutely incredible. Take a look at this. Okay guys, take a look at the tent. The AlpKit Kangri 4-season geo style tent. Now this is my first time setting it up, so bear with me. It's not as symmetrical as I'd have liked, but I don't know, I've done a pretty good job. It's quite tight, and the ground here is very rocky, but managed to get most of the pegs in I needed. The guy ropes are black, which is unusual because I can't see them, but other than that, it's really cool. I think I'd like these pull cords to be camouflaged as well, but can't complain. It's a really cool tent. So I've just opened up the doors and take a look how big this tent is. Now, AlpKit say you can fit 3 people in here in an emergency, and I definitely believe them. There's an absolute ton of room in here, and it's well over 1 metre. Got a decent headroom, and then absolute beautiful views, man. Really impressed with this tent, really cool. Got a really nice side profile, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And the views of this lake, Ullswater, are absolutely bloody stunning, man. Let's go and take a look what Sean's up to. Now, Sean's in one of my old tents, the Martin Warehouse Backpacker 2. Now, it's like an ultra lightweight tent, but apparently it's for 2 people, but I don't know. What are you saying, Sean?
It's small, but it's doable.
You get 2 Danny Cottoms in there, wouldn't you? Yeah. But yeah, it's like a little den. But to be fair, one good thing about this tent is it's very low profile, so when it's windy, you just kind of like sheltered in that. Now, it could have set up next to me, but it's not as flat as it looks. Like, that's all quite on a bit of an angle, so we've pied it, but this is beautiful, and we're hoping to get some decent views tomorrow if the sun's out, which is meant to be. You can see all the way down the lake. Okay, so that's the sleeping mat pumped up. I'm going to run you through my winter sleep system now, which I'm going to be taking to Scotland and doing some pretty high up camps. But before I do, I'm going to put my camp slippers on because boots aren't comfy. Okay guys, what is going on? So we're inside the tent. I don't know, is that windy? Let me see if that's windy. Okay guys, what is going on? So we're inside the tent and there's a decent amount of room here. I can sit up on my knees. I think this is one of the tallest tents I've ever used. Starting off, I know it's quite windy and I've not mic'd up, but I apologise for that. Insulated foil mat weighs about 100 grams. You can pick them up for a £5, and this is really going to help retain the heat through the ground. My sleeping pad has an R rating of 6.2, which is really high, but still, why not have more heat in the tent? And also comfort, it's quite comfortable. It's obviously very light, but it doesn't pack down very small, so that's just something to bear in mind. But I'm going to pin this down now in all the corners. I've used it quite a lot, as you can probably tell, so it's a bit of a mess. But right, bang. Insulated ground sheet, I can already feel how warm that is. And if you were not as soft as me, you probably could sleep on this, but I'm pretty soft, so I'm gonna pull in the next piece of kit. My sleeping pad, the Sea to Summit Etherlight Extreme. I've had no issues with this mat, it's been brilliant. 10 centimeters thick, extremely comfortable with a high R rating. And yeah, I'm gonna bang that somewhere in the middle, maybe diagonal, I don't know. And then next, we've got my Rab sleeping bag, the Rab 600 down bag. Down is brilliant unless it gets wet, so bear that in mind. And again, this sleeping bag is extremely expensive. There are some cheaper alternatives, but I want to camp in some really serious sub-zero conditions this winter, so for me, it was an investment. And then one final finishing touch. Give me a second. The AlpKit Drift Pillow, man. Now, pillows vary in quality and how good they are, and they're all about 15 quid. Like, every single camping pillow I think I've ever seen is 15 quid, and you shouldn't be spending any more than 15 quid, but this one is one of my best, and that's absolutely hilarious. This isn't the AlpKit pillow. This is my cheap one off Amazon. My girlfriend has put the cheap one in the AlpKit bag, so I've been catfished. Gutted, but regardless, this pillow's still fine. And there we go guys, pillow, Sea to Summit, insulated foil mat, Rab sleeping bag, and some really nice views of Ullswater. Guys, I've got my full winter setup ready for the colder months, and if you come with me, I've got Sean's tent, which is the Mountain Warehouse Backpacker 2. But I'm not convinced that two people could fit in this, but just having a nap in there at the moment. Might be in one of the guest rooms, or maybe he's en suite in there. And that's Sean's setup, and that's my setup. I'm excited to stay in there tonight. Looks nice. Camp slippers are on, and it's night time now. It's only about 7 o'clock and it's gone dark really quick, 7:30. All the gear ups are out. This is my setup once again. It is quite windy, but it's not crazy, so we should have an alright night, to be fair. Got the camping chair upside down, stop it blowing away, but just going to sit here and watch some views and then probably have something to eat. So it is pretty windy, to be fair. Sean's just gone to bed now. His tent's really low profile, so I'm not too worried about that. And this tent, to be fair, seems to be absolutely brilliant. The guy ropes are out, and inside, the walls aren't making a noise. It's going to be dead quiet, dead peaceful. But it's about 8:30 now. I'm going to just do a bit of admin, maybe have something to eat, and then I'll give you guys a tour of my tent, because I'm pretty excited. Like I say, it's a two-man, but it's one hell of a two-man. It's so big. That insulated foil sheet literally doesn't even touch the corners. And in my other tents, that foil sheet is like up on the corners. It's like hardly fits. So like, this is definitely the biggest footprint tent I think I've used, maybe even bigger than the Vern 2. Now, the Vern 2 is a bigger tent, but the internals of this tent are bigger, if that makes sense. Like the inside area when we're sleeping. For a one-man, it's obviously just ridiculous. This is a two-man tent, but obviously I'm in there on my own. But I really wanted to take it out, and yeah, there's plenty of room in there. I'll get inside and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And as you can see, this is pretty spacious in here, man. Very overkill for one person, but the pack size wasn't too bad. There's a ton of tiny pockets, and I think it's going to be one of my go-tos for the winter, definitely. It's not noisy at all in here, which is cool. And it is pretty affordable, this tent. It's not as well built as some Terra Novas or some Nor tents, but for the money, it's pretty bang on, man. I'm excited to push the limits of it. But yeah, I do love this foil mat. I get a bit of grief for using it, but to be honest, I couldn't care less because it's so comfortable, because I can literally just lie on it instead of lying on my sleeping pad. Right now, I'm just chilling. I can go on my sleeping pad. It's like a nice area. I don't feel like I'm damaging the ground sheet of the tent, and it's just, yeah, it just works really well. I find it pretty crazy how dark it's gone. Like, I went to the Dolomites for like 2 weeks at the start of September, and then I did 5 shifts at work, and I've not been camping in the UK probably since the end of August, to be honest. I can't remember what my last camp was. Probably the end of August, but yeah, like, clocks haven't gone back yet. It feels like it's getting dark so quickly. Like, it was dark at like 6:30, 7, which is just crazy. And I mean, I'm not complaining, but I hate short days. Like, I don't mind winter because like places like this are a lot less popular, and I've obviously got the gear to survive, and it's more exciting, and you've got snow, you've got mountaineering, it's brilliant. That summer's flown by, and I say it every year, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but man, like, I always get such like FOMO when it comes to the end of summer. I feel like, oh, I could have done more, should have done this, but I've obviously been camping a hell of a lot, and we've done some really cool things, but I don't know, I want to make sure I make the most of winter and don't use it as an excuse not to get out. I want to do some snow camping in the Cairngorms in Scotland, like camping at well over 1,000 metres inside of the UK. Snow-covered mountains, those clear days, which I know are few and far between, but you best believe when there's a clear day and it's been snowing in December, January and February, I will be there and I'll be camping in it. There's a couple of creators on Instagram, like, you might have seen them, I can't remember the names. There's 2 guys, and I'm doing a disservice not remember the names. Like, I think we got, like, one's called Durant, and I've forgotten what the other guy's called, but they're both brilliant creators, and they're quite small accounts, but they're not really bothered about growing their accounts. They just post amazing stuff, and it's I'll put them up on screen because they're class, and they do a ton of winter camping, like, and they really inspired me because, like, they're from Wales, they're not too far from me. Like, they've got the Rab little tent that you dig into the ground, they've got snow shovels, it's like outdoor boys vibe, and it's definitely something that I want to do come mountaineering. Come winter. Like, I just think it excites me. The thought of like setting up in the snow is just crazy, and obviously there's so much more to learn with like snow pegs and digging out an area and staying warm and using like burners, like log burners inside your tent. Like, I've got a Nortent Burn 2 and a Nortent Gam 4, both of which have got the chimney vents, so I can get like a little burner and set it up and it'll be mega. I just think those snow-covered mountains are absolutely beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong, especially in Scotland and the Lake District, the weather is awful throughout winter, but there are some breaks in the weather where it's going to be sunny and it's going to be snowing, and I'm buzzing to get out and smash that. This tent is such a palace. Take a look what I've brought inside it. I've got a chair. This is the first time I've ever put a chair inside a tent. The wind's pounding the tent a bit, but it's doing all right. You can hear it outside whistling, but yeah, it's pretty sound, to be fair. Obviously, I do love double wall tents for this exact reason. It is quite warm in here. There's so many pockets, it's ridiculous. Probably be my go-to this for the next few months and that. Probably use the Nortent quite a lot too, to be fair. I do love Nortent. Nortent's definitely got a better build quality than this, but it's not far behind, especially for the price. Okay guys, that's a wrap. It's about 11 o'clock now, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning guys. What's going on? Let's take a look at the view outside the tent. Let's take a look at the view outside the tent this morning. Quite busy. I did wake up at about 7 AM, but there was no sunrise. It was cloudy, so I'm back to sleep. Whew. So it's a bit brighter this morning so you can see the view. But this tent was brilliant, like I say, in ton of room. Pretty nice, pretty aesthetic. It's quite noisy obviously with everyone walking past this morning because I slept in a bit. I'd like to get away a bit earlier. The views, bloody gorgeous up here. Such a massive lake. Just starting to pack away now, get everything tidied up. Then we're probably gonna get some breakfast somewhere. I'm pretty starving. It was pretty cold last night, probably dropped to about 4 degrees I'd say. Up here, not freezing by any means. Didn't get to sleep till about 12, half 12. Woke up at 7 and then we're back asleep and woke up at 10. So pretty good sleep overall. I've got some stuff to do today, so I'm glad that I'm well rested. So just as we're packing away, the sun's come out. It's even beautifuler in the sun. It's nice, just increased the temperature a bit. Just filming some stuff on my new tripod. Take a look at this. It's a bit of a monster to be fair, and it's a lot heavier than I thought. I think it's about 600 grams, but it's very stable and I was sick of my old one just blowing over, so it's a worthy investment. Sean's just doing a bit of pondering, channeling his Arthur Morgan. I won't mind owning one of these houses. That one looks like it's just getting built. Wow, that is crazy. Probably not a house to be fair, that looks more like some kind of hotel complex or something. But it's pretty nice. Tiny little boats. All those people down there. The zoom on this phone is crazy, like. Look at that. iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's what I film all my YouTube videos on, but I'm looking at improving it. All packed up now, made it nice and tidy. It's quite busy today to be fair, there's a ton of people hiking to the top of this fell. We're gonna get back to the cars now and get some scran. I know, mad, right? Look how many cars there are now. There was literally 2 cars and a van yesterday when we parked up, and now it's full. But yeah, we're gonna head to Penrith I think, just because it's on the way home. I'll have to see what's there. I'm sure they've got some decent stuff. Next whip, I think I'm gonna get a van. Makes more sense. I can't be dealing with one of them breaking down on me. Stopped off at Tim Hortons. I've been here once before and got a chicken burger, but I want some like some breakfasty. I think it's a bit early, so pretty sound that. Tenner and crispy chicken stack, large iced latte, and that's me. It does look a bit dead, that chicken burger, can't lie, but it's usually quite good. I've only ever had it once. Guys, I am so excited. I've just arrived home and look at what has arrived while I've been away. The new camera, which is a Sony A7cii Mark II. Now this is my first camera. Believe it or not, I've never ever used a professional camera. I've only ever used iPhones, GoPros and drones. So I'm so excited to get to grips with this. Now, with it being my first camera, I have an absolute ton to learn, and I'm not underestimating the amount of work that the guys who use these professional cameras, the videographers and photographers, have put in to get to the position they're in. So this winter, I'm gonna be dedicating a ton of time to getting my head around this and holding myself accountable by making sure I use this primarily for YouTube's and some social content. Thank you for watching this far, it means so much. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll see you in the next one.